continue to work hard. And we as a team, we're going to continue to work hard as an organization the same way. Continue to push and push until we get back to that.
All right, I'm doing a writing prompt Wednesday. The writing prompt is start your story with a character waking up bloody hands and a gun next to them. So that's how you gotta start your story. The rest of it you can just go with it, right? Like when you have a what's it called? A writer's block. When you have a writer's block, I like to jump to writing prompts just to get something flowing, get something going. It helps break those shackles in your mind when you're so constricted and when you're so focused or hyper-focused on a certain topic or subject or story. I've been working on one story, for an example, called Redder for so long. I won a film festival and it's ranked pretty high on Coverfly, but I've been so focused that I want to like write something else, but I feel like I just can't. So I do writing prompts and it helps me get other stories going, get flowing, and so let's get into it. All right. I'm gonna have music on, so if you guys chat, I got my chat bar up and going. So let's do this.
Thin, don't know how to say no. And we find ourselves doing all kinds of things and never ever have time to do those things that we need to do to work on ourselves. And then there goes a second, there goes another second, there goes another second, and we can't stop and hold time. And before you know it, you wake up one day and you're behind in your dreams and your bills.
Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
When someone gives you help, make sure you push them right back and give them help.
What you gonna do on Monday? I don't see that. What you gonna do on Tuesday? Like you just showing me your dream. I don't see what you doing on Wednesday. What time you getting up on Saturday? What you doing on the weekend when everybody else chilling? Show me your plan. Don't just show me your dreams.
It ain't gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. There's always more to give. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to hurt. You got to be willing to yell out. Whatever it takes, keep pushing forward.
I'm telling you, it's a short window. You're not gonna be doing this at 47 years old, 58 years old, 62. So if you got 10 years, why not give 120? Because if you give 120, you guys have an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's a short window.
I work because I'm hungry. I sacrifice because I'm never full. I lose sleep because I'm going after my dream.
If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
New opportunity. Get up and get after it. It's not about scrolling through social media and looking at people on vacations and looking at the people that are projecting the highlights of their life. It's not about that. It's about, can you do better than you did yesterday? If you're walking through or walked out of or survived the worst trauma and pain of your life, believe that this is the first day of the best days of your life. Get up. Get up. Wake up. There's always another level. And it's not about beating the man or woman that's standing in the room with you. It's about beating the man and the woman that's in the mirror. Can you do better than you? Can you do better than you did yesterday? That's all I want to ask you. Can you do better? You may be tired, you may be broken, you may be hurting, people may have betrayed you, lied on you, left you, but you refuse to give up. There are going to be days when you are not going to feel like waking up. You are not going to feel like getting out of the bed. You are tired of yourself. You are tired of looking at the face in the mirror that you see. You are tired of maybe the way that your body looks, the money that you have, or the people that you are connected to. There are going to be days when you are going to be tired of being you. And you got two options. You can give up or get up. This is the day that everything changes. Get up! Rise and grind! waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you may have to lose sleep for a week so that you can accomplish what it is that you've been destined to accomplish. What you were born to contribute to humanity. And so I know it hurts, and I know it's expensive. Everything you need to get to this next level is inside of you. But if you don't count up the cost of what it's going to take, and if you are not willing to pay that price, you cannot have your future. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. Just get in a mirror and start speaking life over yourself. You're making progress. Just need you to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Get up. You got a day to conquer.
When you leave this place, I need you to get in beast mode and stay in beast mode. On 3, beast mode. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. No, come on. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. You wake up at 3:30, some other kid's getting up at 3 and he's got 30 minutes on you today. I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you not only to want to be a beast, I need you to live in beast mode. Because if you live in beast mode, you'll have what other people don't have. Listen to me very closely. Not only will you have what other people don't have, you'll do what other people can't do. So what is it? What is that one thing that you're saying that I am going to get this thing done and I'm going to make my dreams become a reality? Everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Everybody wants to be a beast. Everybody wants to make their dreams become a reality. There's no one sitting in this room who's saying, I want to procrastinate. I don't want to get it done. I don't want to get to the next level. No, every person in this room, not only do you want your dreams to become a reality, you deserve for your dreams to become a reality.
This is important. Seasons are always temporary. Say it. Crisis is not a permanent condition. It's just a season. And the key to life is what you have to do is organize yourself to outlast the season. That's all.
As long as you're average, you're going to get what average people get. If you get to that point where you do exactly what you say you're going to do, you're going to get to the next level.
That no one can do it for you but you. It's not over until I win.
Life has taught me that you will grow through what you go through. Life has taught me that you will grow through what you go through. Life has taught me for every level, there's another devil. Life has taught me the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success.
Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. Everybody wants something in life. But many of you in this room right now, your beast mode is idle. Your beast mode is not turned on. And when you leave this place, I'm telling you, your life is going to go to a whole nother level if you can learn to turn that switch on and keep that switch on. I outlasted the pain.
My thoughts are disciplined and of the highest order. I usher in God's truth with the power of my mind. All the powers in my life that appear to be now bow to the power that actually is. Any illusions that run contrary to the truth immediately dissolve before my very eyes. I am the source. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. God lives in me. Therefore I am whole, and I bring that wholeness into every situation. I strum the divine chord, and my harmony summons the full manifestation of who I am. Some talk about truth, that's religion, but I demonstrate it, that's power. I am truth in motion, nothing can stop me. It is written, for the kingdom of God is not a matter of talk, but of power. There's no obstacle, no situation, no trial or tribulation that can stop my dream from manifesting. I didn't just think outside the box, I completely destroyed it. I close my eyes and project my dream onto the canvas of the world until everything that I imagine becomes my reality. Circumstances align and conspire to acknowledge truth, and I am truth in motion. Burning, I am the inner symphony of fire. Good is not good enough for me. Greatness made me. Therefore, greatness is in me. There is nothing about my creator, my maker, that is lukewarm, that is average. Anybody who doesn't believe in my dream doesn't belong in my life. Money comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly in God's perfect way. Lack, sickness, disease, none of them have any place in me. For the Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Let us all close our eyes, starve the illusions, and feed our dreams. Fresh water shall pour from the fountain of ambition. There we will become our lives. Again we shall rule the days, for by facing our fears, the fears of dying, we shall once again discover living. Darkness, ignorance, savagery, all fall from the tree of confusion. Those asleep roam the orchids of struggle, while the chosen build their empires. Yet who's strong enough to conquer their own thinking? Who's brave enough to war with failure? Fresh water shall pour from the altar of immortality, because we are the priests of destiny. The inner symphony of fire. I strum the divine chord, and my harmony summons the full manifestation of who I am. Religion talks about truth, but true awareness demonstrates it. A fully awakened believer is not subject to external circumstances. He's the master. The level of truth that you function at will determine the amount of power that you have over your circumstances. I see not, I believe. I hear not, I believe. I know not, but still I believe. I starve the illusions and feed my dream. I am truth in motion. God still moves. You can keep your religion, I'll keep my relationship. You can keep on doubting while I'm believing. You can keep on hating while I'm grinding and dreaming. You trying to get a paycheck, I'm trying to leave a legacy. Your goal is to get on stage. You waste the days gossiping with your friends. I grind from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. I have no plan B. There is only one option, and that is for me to succeed. This is a hobby for you. This is air for me. If I don't do this, I don't breathe. They asked me if I wasn't doing motivational art, what would I be doing? I said I'd be in the grave. I didn't come to be an all-star. I didn't come to be in the Hall of Fame. I came to be the best that ever did it. I am the source. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. God lives in me, therefore I am whole, and I bring that wholeness into every situation. I'm not playing for victory. I'm playing from it. I am the source. As Christ said on the cross, it is finished. What kind of life do you want to live? Success is a choice. It's a decision that only you can make for you. First comes the choice, then comes the commitment. Are you willing to commit to doing what it takes to go where you want to go? A lot of people say they want to be successful, but they struggle and they stumble on that commitment part. A lot of times, the only way we will make that commitment is we have to hit rock bottom. We have to get so sick and tired of feeling the way we do before we'll ever take the action needed to crawl up out of that pit. I think you're ready. I think you're ready, and you wouldn't be listening to me right now. I think you know that you have greatness on the inside of you, and you just need somebody to speak over your life, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I speak greatness over you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, getting ready to run today. Life has taught you many things. Without its guidance, you would not be standing here today. It's a shame that most people in this world have dreams that they are not working on because they are afraid. It's a shame. Many people, they waste time. They waste time doubting. They waste time of being afraid of it. They waste time thinking too much about what other people say. It's really a shame. It's a shame that they put down themselves instead of building themselves up. It's a shame. It's a shame that you will let everything around you bring you down to a point to where you can't get up. It's a shame that people look down on you and say that you have had it and that you're over the hill. Tell them this: I've been up the hill many times. My life isn't over yet. Young man, young woman, you have your life to live. You have to breathe that life. How dare you give up on yourself? How dare you give up on your dreams? This is your life. I've been up the hill many times. In fact, I slipped a few times. I didn't even want to get back up because I was too afraid to go up because I felt like the hill was just too steep. But you gotta know, the steeper the climb, the harder the climb. And if it gets tough, you gotta get a little bit tough. So what do? You don't keep sliding down. You find a way to get up and climb up. That's what I had to do. That's what you must do.
In order to achieve greatness, you must first believe you can.
What do you want? What do you like? You got to be able to add passion to it to activate that thing and make that dream a reality.
The reason why you're not taking advantage of this opportunity
This is
is
where
not because
some kind of action or something happened from exterior.
What would you like to do?
A motivation to drive him now.
You've been destined to do. What talents, skills, giftings, and abilities do you possess to support your desire to do it? What are your motives for wanting to do it? Why do you want to become what you are looking to become? What steps are you taking to become and to live the life, to make the dream a reality?
You can learn all the techniques in the world. If you don't believe in yourself, it won't happen for you.
So you must continue to believe. You must continue to understand that on this day, on this hour, this is your day, and your time is now. Hold on tight and don't let go. Focus on what is necessary and disconnect yourself from the things that are not necessary.
I spoke it, the world heard it, and it activated. Your problem is that you don't believe you belong here. Your problem is that you don't think you should be sitting out here.
You've got to sell yourself every day.
I'm thinking I should. So we set the situation up. They wake up, their hand's bloody, there's a gun next to them. This person doesn't know what to do, the main character doesn't know what to do. So the first instinct is to wash off the blood. right? I'm thinking I might go supernatural aspect on it, so I put in a little hint of gold in the eyes while going forward with this writing prompt. And I'm trying to think of, like, what would I do if I woke up with my hands bloody? I'd be confused, right? But since we started here, and you kind of get a feel of, oh, did he black out again? Did he get drunk again? Did he wake up in those sweats of, you know, if you drank too much, whatever. So we kind of hinted that maybe this person does drink a lot too. So what would this person do? They woke up in blood. You know, wash it off, right? You don't know where this blood came from. You just went in the shower, nothing on you. You're good, you're clean. So I'm thinking the next thing that should happen is, in my head, in the writing prompt, my first thing went to, like, okay, this person woke up with a gun and they're bloody. So I'm thinking, what if this person became a werewolf and the gun was his and he was attacked? So maybe the next thing that could be bang on the door, could be a neighbor, could be cops maybe showing up, confused, like, you know, maybe he was the last person somewhere. But we kept it here, making it seem like, did he black out drunk again? So he doesn't know what happened pretty much the night before at all. So he's got to backtrack himself here. So I'm thinking maybe that whoever comes to the door next can start his drive, of like, whoa, like, what is going on? Holy moly. The time of the it could be. I try to make it sound like, well, yeah, I try to make it like they were soaked, right? So that's why I try to make it feel like I'm on my bed, but I feel soaked. So kind of like you're sweating is what I was trying to think. Like your whole back is just like, you know, drenched in sweat. So it could have sounded like that. So yeah, I tried to. I like supernatural stuff, so I'm trying to go towards the supernatural side. I was thinking maybe some type, you know, werewolf, or maybe he's some kind of something else. You know, so I don't know. But I want this next scene here to jump off give him some anxiety, give him something. Well, he already has anxiety, right? He woke up covered in blood. Try blood charge black or state. Yeah, dried when blood hits oxygen. That's why it does turn dark. So that is good. But as you know, in movies and stuff, they always keep it red, right? It's always red, no matter what time it happened. Then you got to think about how much blood is there, how long does it take for a lot of blood to turn from red to the darker color. That would be the next thing to think. I try to make it sound soaked, like there's a lot of blood on there. So I'm thinking red, and the fact that because it says soaked, there's probably a lot of blood. But again, I'm not sure how long it stays there. Or on the gun. See, the gun thing, I forgot when I started this. I forgot that the gun is in there as well. So I went here like, okay, I'll make him wake up, doesn't know what happened. Because I like stories where the character doesn't know what's going on, right? They're going to learn everything that happened the night before, all in one story. And this is just giving me a little break from my script. I just submitted my script to a couple places, festivals, so it's just for pilots. I turned it from a short film. It was 25 pages, I believe. And now I made it into 60 or 50 something pages. So for a pilot, see how well it does there. So this is just something fun, different. Get my brain working on something else besides, you know, dark, sci-fi, action-y, and go into this. So I was thinking about going make it where whatever this next scene is, I don't know yet. I'm thinking maybe he will, either a best friend will come, maybe him and a best friend were there, and the best friend kind of was like, dude, after that, you went on your own. We were out celebrating something. You went did your own thing. You did whatever you want. But then you came in and maybe he took his gun or maybe something happened. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? This is just a fun little story. You know, it's supposed to be fun. I think it's fun. So I'm thinking that right here, or maybe it could just be, maybe it could be the very first encounter with the supernatural. Maybe it could be something completely different. Maybe it won't even, maybe he is a werewolf, but instead of a werewolf, maybe he is something else. I'm gonna get a water real quick. I'm a little bit dehydrated. All right, much better. Yeah, I've been drinking a different energy drink because they didn't have the one that I usually drink, but quite parched. So what if he is hexed or cursed? You know, what if I go like in a witch aspect? You know, go away from the typical norm of a werewolf and a vampire or whatever. What if we go towards a magical aspect? Maybe he was cursed to do something, and then his mind was wiped, so that he would take the blame for it. But maybe nobody knows who this guy is, and maybe this guy could be, maybe he has his own background story that the witches didn't know. Maybe he's good at tracking people down. What if he or she, could be anything. I don't know, I just jumped right into writing this. All right. All right. You know what? I am just going to go with the aspect of, but why would he have yellow in his eye then? Maybe it's the remnants of the hex. It just like, maybe the witch had some kind of dust, blew it in his face, and then it consumed him. Or I can go on the typical aspect I usually do in most of my writings, use the psychological stuff, right? Psychological thriller, and make it where he is reliving his regrets as he's dying, right? That is true. That is true. Maybe he is dying. Which could hint to maybe the psychological thriller part, right? It's a hint of him oh man, I really like the psychological part now. Or he's just reliving his regrets. Or maybe he did something in the heat of the moment when he only saw red, as a lot of serial killers say, right? Before they did something, they just saw everything go red. Yeah, we have a lot to work with here. Just some fun stuff, right? It's just having a good time. Or like you said, maybe we could use the jaundice. Maybe he is sick, and maybe he went to talk to insurance person, and they wouldn't cover whatever he needs. And so he goes in with a gun next time to threaten the doctor, maybe. The doctor in a small town, right? Maybe there's only one doctor or whatever. He threatens him accidentally. The gun goes off. And then he's so psychologically messed up, he just forgets what happened. Or his sickness kicks in and he just passes out or whatever. I like that. Yeah. Maybe he's sick and did go to the witch and then made a deal, and the deal was for him to eliminate somebody then, right? He'd wake up with blood all over him. Hunter. I do like Hunter idea. Where he tracks it. Yeah, so then, See, that's why I love writing prompts. There's so many options and stuff that you can just go and start writing. And then you just let your mind take you to places that you probably wouldn't go if you're so hyper-focused on your current story or your current anything. So then I say the person at the door could be the witch going to fulfill her end of the deal until she's interrupted by a hunter that hunts supernatural things like a Van Helsing, and he goes to kill the witch or whatever, while the main character still doesn't know what the heck is going on anymore. And yeah, something like that, right? Oh, I didn't have any coffee today. So then the hunter, but then he wouldn't, then he could take off running, almost make it like he doesn't know what's going on, or maybe he used to be a hunter, and that's why this other hunter's there. So many options. And I love them all. Oh. Taking a break from my other book that I'm working on. I'm working on 2 and the kids' book right now. So I thought I'd get my mind off of this story and focus. Not focus, but just like unwind, have a good time. Write something fun, right? Writing prompts for me, like I was saying, is always fun. After this, I'm going to hop on a Zoom call and help somebody with their current short script. We've gotten really far in her short script right now. Pretty far, actually. We took out all the kinks. We took out all the, when you write, you're really focused on your own bias whenever you're writing. So if you have your own type of, I've been on page 162. Yeah, see? That's why sometimes you just got to unwind and get out of that. You stop being so focused is what I found therapeutic. The gym for me, when I was going to the gym, when I had a gym membership, that was always relaxful. It obviously not relaxful, but like it cleanses and feels good. And that's why I wrote here about the shower. Like right here. The shower for me is one of the places, like if I'm just too much in my head, taking a nice shower. I saw something the other day. Oh, what was his name? A famous script writer. He says that if he's writing and he can't, and he's like stuck or he can't get past something, what he does is he goes back and he showers, changes into a new pair of clothes as if he's starting his day again to start the writing process all over. And I see how that can work, because whenever I shower, I feel good, feel fresh. It's like, okay, like why was I worrying about this? Like, I was able to think and process stuff much easier. And that's what he said. And I was like, wow, that works out well. So maybe you can try that. Maybe we can try to get past page 116. You can just hop in the shower and retry it again. You know, take a long shower, take a quick shower, rinse off, just, you know, have that heat. I like heat. Can't do cold water. Have that hot water hit you, and just put on a new fresh pair of clothes again, and then boom, try writing again. That's what he said. That's what he did. I haven't tried it. What I do is I either go for a run, a walk, or I do writing prompts, you know, because your mind starts to think of, it opens up, right? You're stuck. So like I'm working on a thing called Rudder, and it's about this multi-universal cop that portals to Earth to find an escaped serial killer that killed his wife and daughter. So I've been so much focused on researching, watching shows that are similar to that, you know. So I watched Blade Runner, I watched Altered Carbon, I watched other types of shows that are similar to what I'm writing. But then I get so sucked up in like, I gotta do this. Oh, but then this doesn't. Oh, but then this doesn't. And then like, do I want it to be a feature film? Do I want it to be a short film? Do I want it to be a pilot? Do I want it to be a series? Something, you know, like. So then I get so like stuck everywhere. My mind gets closed. I think that's a good word. It's closed off to any suggestions or anything else that could possibly seek in, but because I'm just so closed off tightly that I can't think. So then I go to a writing prompt, and like right now we came up with, I don't know how many different ways this story can go from what I've written so far. Is the door banging, and now you can go, okay, which path do I want to go on now? Do I want it to be supernatural, where this guy is a hunter but doesn't remember because he's sick and did a deal with the witch, and then a hunter comes in now and stops the witch, and what, you know, or is he just made a deal with the witch because he's sick to kill somebody, you know, like, or the psychological thriller way, you know, that he's reliving a regret he made, and while he's on his deathbed, maybe, you know, and he's trying to escape it, but when it comes to reality, he realizes that the ending he wants to this was not what really happened, and, you know, there's so many different options. It doesn't help. Walking, it depends. Like, I have to have music on, and I have different types of music depending on how I'm stuck, I guess you could say. So I like to listen to scores of movies. So like Gladiator, you know, I like the Gladiator soundtrack, the Dark Knight soundtrack. Transformers right now for me, I don't know why, but the variety from faster pace to like slower songs, the emotional, you know, it's gotta mess with my emotions. You know, we're writers, right? We have emotions. We don't like to show it until we hit the page, and then it's just like, let it all on the page. But I would say, you know, put some music on or have something to distract you, or go walk by yourself, and or do a mini jog, because when you go for a jog, you kind of, your body gets a little more drained, your mind gets a little more drained too, and I think you have to go through that process of just being super tired, and then when you go take that hot shower, you're just like, all right, let me just relax a little bit. And then I feel that story that you're writing came to you for a reason, right? So not to burden you, not to be like, oh my God, this is so hard, right? But it's something you want to tell. It's something stuck with you to make you write to 116 pages, right? So I'm thinking that once you're tired and you went for a jog or worked out, and you're sitting there, and yes, I love that. And you just let it go, right? Just when you're relaxing, that thought, that story, that idea came to you when you were in some certain state, and you just want to get back to that state. So let's say you're in the shower, let the water hit you, and you're relaxed, right? It's a relaxful thing, therapeutic. And then you start thinking like, okay, so how do I get from this point to this part? What am I trying to really do? Like, what would the character do? And then that's when you try to be like, okay, let's do it. What would the character do? Right? And, you know, Painted Black, I got that right here on my playlist. I I have some CCR on here too, but the one from Wednesday is definitely. I just love that whole series. I have a playlist in my phone. It's called Score. So it's called Halo, 2 Steps from Hell, Victory. That's the 2 Steps from Hell, and then the song's called Victory. And then Sacrifice from Transformers. The slower one I like is called Tessa, because it's just really emotional. It kind of gets you going, like, saddish. Now We Are Free, of course, from Gladiator. I have the Elk Hunt from Last of the Mohicans. One of my favorite ones here is Time. Hans Zimmer is probably by far my favorite to write to most of his stuff. Just because guy's most talented ever. And then I also I love The Hobbit, the first song, the Misty Mountain Cold. So I have that in here. The War. Here I have a game here. It's called Metal Gear Solid 2, the main theme. So I got different things in here. Requiem from a Dream. For a Dream, excuse me. So, and then I have one plays called Slow. So it's all just slow songs. If I need that mood, right? Like that, if I need to get that setting that, like, okay, like for Redder, this is where he's just getting beat and he's watching his family get killed. So you're like, oh man, shoot. World building definitely is hard, depend on what genre you're in, because like if you do like sci-fi, that's just a complete whole new world building aspect. Transition between scenes, the way I figured, what I've been learning to, still learning, like I know I've already graduated and stuff, but a lot of things and books that I read, the way they transition from scenes is they put that white gap. So like if you see how on the screen right now we got there, if I go down like this gap right here is kind of like, okay, this is your scene. This is where it ends here. He just takes his clothes off and lets the blood wash down, and then, like all the blood can just be all, right, going down the drain, right? And then the next scene could just jump straight to the next one, right? You don't have to explain things to the finest detail, especially if it's not necessary and not pushing the story forward. My mom, when she likes to write, she's probably one of the most detailed person I know, but she overdoes it, where it's just like, let's cut the fat off this because it's not necessary. It's not pushing the story forward, right? I know there's some aspects that you want to keep in here because it shows who the character is, which is great because now you're learning about the character. But if you're not learning something from that certain detail, like, is it really necessary? Because sometimes, like, her name is Lynn Wilson. She's my partner I work with kids books. She published as well, did great, and she writes just like boom, 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 boom. Right, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, this happened, this happened. She has some great details about what the place looks like, who the person is, but it goes straight in there. And then when she submitted to her publisher that she published with before, they're like, oh, actually, no, we need 40,000 more words to your story. And she's just like, 40,000? So she just had to go and make a whole bunch more chapters and extend the story more than what she wanted to, But then other times with her other book, they're like, oh, I think there's too many words in this book. I need you to cut down like 20,000 or something. So she had to go back through it and then cut out 20,000 words because there's a lot of fat, there's a lot of stuff that's in there that's not necessary and it's too much for that publishing company. 40,000 words they wanted her to add. I don't know who it was, which company it was, but they wanted her to add 40,000 more words to her story to hit, I guess, because then you could have, so you have novel, but then there's also book. So a novel is way lengthier and way longer than a book as they teach in schools. So I don't know if that's what she went up with. All she told me was that I'm working on this book and the publisher says enable for them to publish it, they need 40,000 more words to it. And I was like, Jesus, like you already have so many chapters. But then when you go into her books, you just got to look at like, okay, for her chapter, some of her pages for her chapters are like 3 to 4 pages, right? So it's not super long. When I write my kids' book, granted on an 8x11, when you're typing here, I had 1 page per chapter. When I have to turn it into a 5x7, it turns into like 3 pages or more. Depends on how long it was exactly. So I don't know what size book they're doing for hers and how many pages she had for each chapter. But you got to look at like, okay, so let me see if I can find it real quick. My drive. So we'll just look at the one I'm working on. Where is Antique Shop? So let's say I want this one. So I'd say here's my chapter 1, right? Luna the Empath. And you look down, you're like, okay, you got 2 pages, and then you got chapter 2. It's about, what was that? A little less than 2 pages. So, like, you look at mine, you're like, oh, okay, so a chapter's only 2 pages, not that much, you know. But I think when I write, I do a lot more going towards script writing, because that was like my main focus was script writing and fiction writing for short stories. So I don't know exactly how many pages she had in each chapter, how big the book was supposed to be, like what size they make it to. Like for Amazon, when I published the kids book on Amazon, they wanted it to be it was like let's just say 5x7, it's like 5x8 or something. But they tell you the size you have to shrink it to for PDF to submit it on there. So it extended, made my chapters look way longer than they were when I originally wrote it on an 8x11. But yeah, 40,000 is a lot. Let's see your playlist. Which goes from Narnia, Dark Ominous Villain Score. See, I love that. I forgot about Narnia, but I have the battle one in there. It's probably towards the bottom of that playlist. You should put some. You should put some songs in the chat so I can take a look at them. Can be 8 page or 30 pages. Yeah, exactly. That's so true. Yeah, so for her word count, I can ask her and because I'm gonna try to do more of the writing, my writing stuff, since I've been falling behind a little bit. Trying to get more focused. Plus, I'm gonna be doing book 2, and then my comic book characters, my little short story I wrote for them here. They're gonna be on tumblers and shirts. So that's another cool thing I got going now. I made little short stories for every time somebody buys a tumbler or a shirt with my certain characters from my comic book I'm working on. You know, free little story for them. So I'm getting focused. I'm getting back on track with writing and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I don't know what her word count is. That's what matters. I'm not sure what it is though. But she needed 40,000 more to appease them. So I'm not sure. But yeah, shoot some of those villain scores. I want to hear some of those. Some of that dark music. You can never get enough of those. Ever. Never, ever. Because let me see if I can find it on my phone, and I'll put it on YouTube here. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. Phone's almost dead. Oh, it feels weird not having any, like, coffee or anything today. I'm just exhausted now. Let's see. Thank you for that. Just put on the first one that came up for it. See, like this stuff I love writing to. Some days when I'm working out too, sometimes this music gets me going. You know, depends on the mood I am. Sometimes I'm just sick and tired of the same songs I listen to at the gym. Sounds very sad. There's one I was listening to. Let's see. Get that one real quick. See if I can find it. Right here. This one I've been listening to. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this one right here, I wrote a little short script to this one. And for me, this one was very sad. Because then if you look at like just like the cover, right? Like it looks like there's a war going on and innocent people probably got killed. Her brother, because they have the same white hair. But it could be your lover. I just love this song. I'll get that one ready. You've been using them, okay. I know it picks up a little bit, so. So yeah, so for like this one here, I wrote a pretty, I don't know, it was, somebody wanted I think it was like a 5-page script or something, or shorter. So I just said, okay, you want to fight? So I put this song on, and he wanted something like heroic but sad. So I just used this song, and I just made it where it's just the two characters until like they're in a battle, right? Soldiers, and one of them sacrifices himself to save the other one, and you get the little bond between them before they get away. So, and it was really short, and it was sweet and sad. But let's hear this one. Really good. Definitely. Great beginning of that. I could definitely write to that for sure. I just love that type, score, just straight into it. I also really like anything with violins and pianos. I think the violin is like, I don't know. I just love the violin. I agree. And I love Narnia. Yeah, so this is what I usually do for, I try to do every Wednesday. Cool little writing prompt, different ones. This time I decided to make a, where did I don't know where it is. Here it is. Yeah, I got a couple ready for it. I just went there and I just said, you know what? I follow a lot of things on Instagram, on my personal account, my JK Vandermark account. A lot of the writing stuff there. And sometimes people will put like writing prompt and they'll, I follow screenwriters, authors and stuff, and they'll put cool little writing prompts. So I was like, you know what? This one sounded cool, the waking up with bloody hands. And the next Wednesday will either be, I think I like this one here. Write about the struggle of an assassin sent back in time to kill a famous historical person. Like, it just sounds really cool. Because you could dive into that person's head and then figure out, like, how he's torn apart between doing this. Then you got to figure out why is he going to do this too. And then the other writing prompt I have here, which I'll write more later, is write about a person sent back to Earth with a mission after getting abducted by aliens. So those will be next times. This is the current, I guess, book I'm working on. It's called The Antique Shop. It's pretty much about this group of ghost hunters going there with somebody. This one, Luna the Empath, she's just there trying to get last minute Christmas gift, and then everything just goes wrong. Doors slam shut and just, yeah. And then they have the owner who has a truth he's hiding from everybody about the place too. So then slowly all this information will be shown, but told after somebody here gets injured. So yeah, this is the next one, but I'm taking a little break from it as well, and my script, and just having a good time doing a writing prompt. For me, it's just writing prompts. Yeah. What time is it? Ooh, it's almost 7. I have to make a phone call in 15 minutes. Actually, a Zoom call, the one I was telling you about. I'm going to go over her script, and she wants to enter them into film festivals. So that is what I do. I edit. I like editing scripts more than books just because scripts are more straight to the point, I guess you can say. Where you can cut out a lot of the fat that's not necessary, that doesn't help the story at all. Like, what is this here? And then same with like I was saying with the bias, like, she wrote the story, submitted it, it did pretty well, but the feedback that came back stated what I told her before she submitted it. I told her, like, it's too much of your own bias on this story. It's my favorite. I can't wait to edit 80,000 words. Oh, man. Yeah, at least her script's like, I don't know, 30 pages. The longest script I had to edit was, 109? 108, 109. But, yeah, I don't know. I give it up to editors who can do that long of books. Excuse me. 80,000's, yeah, because, like, even, like I was saying, Lynn Wilson, she's on Amazon and everything. I can try to see if I can pull her, and I'll only find the link real quick in my phone. She's published a lot, and I had to read one of her books to, we turned it into a proof of concept. So she hired me to convert her book into a feature-length film. So I had to turn her, I don't know how many words, I forgot now, into 110 pages, 120 max. I don't remember how many pages it was, but yeah, so that was a mission as alone. But then after that, the person she was talking to, the producer, whatever, wanted a proof of concept. So I guess I did it wrong in the sense of I hired a guy who's in the film industry. He's been on like Lifetime movies and other small little things, but I gave him too much power and I listened to him too much, right? Because I'm not really in the industry. I just, I like to write and edit and help people with their story. I love writing people's stories because it's like intriguing, their idea that they came up with, and then like, can you make me this story? But I only have, I want it to be like what they give you, like 2 sentences, and I'm like, you want me to come up with a story from 2 sentences? What about the character? What do you want? It doesn't matter, but just make sure that he's, like, I don't want him to be like a bad guy, but like make him like he just doesn't care. But like, I forgot what else he said. And I'm like, okay, but I was like, what about other characters and like what else do you want? He's like, it's all up to you, man. You write it. So then I wrote it, and then he's like, you know what? It's not really what I was looking for. I'm like, you gave me 2 sentences for the storyline, right? Not even a log line. You just literally gave me 2 horrible sentences that it didn't give me the protagonist, antagonist, or the inciting incident. Yeah, 2 sentences. So I'm like, okay. I was like, and then your character you gave me, you just said, whatever it was. I forgot what else. He just wants to be a bad guy, but not a bad guy, but just doesn't care about people. When in reality, he cares about people. I'm just like, dude, what the shit? Okay. So I wrote a thing. I thought it came out really good. He said it was a good story. It's just not what he was looking for. So then finally I said, what? Give me the characters you want, or at least a storyline in a story format. Like, give me 1 page. That's it. So he finally gave me 1 page, and then I turned that into a 95-page script for him. So then he was happy with it. But I was just like, come on, man. You can't give me this little stuff, Like one of my best friends, he's like, I want it where this guy comes into from Earth as a like a bounty hunter kind of thing, right? Like multi-universe thing. He's like, just make it where he comes here. I'm like, okay, well, who is he hunting? Why is he hunting him? I don't know. I thought it'd just be a cool idea if, had a multi-universal, like, bounty hunter guy, come to Earth, and there's, like, a whole society of vampires and werewolves and different types of species here and that people don't know about, and they capture them. I'm like, okay, so what do you want about your character? It's your character, so that means there's something personal there that you want in this story that you're not telling me. I want to know